The Day of the Seafarer is marked every year on June 25th. The day is celebrated to recognize the invaluable contributions seafarers make to international trade. The theme for this year's Day of the Seafarer is Your Voyage, Then and Now. Share your journey. It is aimed at creating awareness on the role of seafarers, their stories, experiences, and challenges. Every seafarer's journey is unique, yet still seafarers share similar challenges.
This day is very, very critical to appreciate these people, but most important, to remind ourselves these people, men and women we call seafarers, are the most critical, important group that we have. As we celebrate this day internationally, the most important thing will be how well we can articulate, handle, solve anything related to welfare and well-being of the seafarers globally. So then it reinforces why we should put more efforts in their well-being, in terms of their conditions of work, in terms of, for example, like now we have COVID, how we need to, as a global community, to ensure that they are not stuck in the sea, their movement. And also to appreciate that if you are in this shape for many months, you are out of reach of your families. And therefore also to appreciate that these people require psychosocial support in terms of even counseling. And those kind of infrastructures should be in place for us to help them continuously offer us services.
% of the world's goods are transported by ships at sea, with over 70% as containerized cargo. Seafarers are responsible for the safe and efficient operation of ships and for the safe and smooth delivery of cargo from and to various ports worldwide. These goods reach our homes, workplaces, malls and supermarkets, hospitals, schools and industries as finished products. Without seafarers, international trade would grind to a halt.
Seafaring, the traditional definition of a seafarer is a person employed to work on board a ship. Now, this is the general definition, but traditionally it was understood to be those involved in the ship operations. This means deck officers, nautical officers, and marine engineers. But now that definition has expanded to include everybody working on board a ship. So that would then include people working in the hospitality industry, for example, in cruise ships. They are now defined as seafarers as well.
This Day of the Seafarer, we join the global maritime industry in lauding the work of seafarers. We appreciate how seafaring is evolving against the backdrop of digitalization of shipping, seafarers' welfare, enhancement of the participation of women in the maritime sector.
This is my duty. I take passengers and motorists from mainland to island, island to mainland, and I also assure their safety, by handling this vessel with too much concentration, too much care. I'm the captain of this ferry. I'm the head of the crews on board. I'm their overall. We have challenges, great challenges, especially with the vessels. You know, these are man-made. So sometimes the engines fails, and sometimes we have weather challenges too. So those are great challenges. Sometimes you can see you have a huge number of passengers on board, and unfortunately one engine fails. And they're depending on you. You'll see all those eyes on you. What are you doing? What are you doing? Eh? So you have to take heart. You have to take heart, because you can receive all sorts of insults, such they feel like is it you who is misleading, you want to take our lives away, but you have to take heart. So those are some of the challenges. We have those challenges. Sometimes we face the mechanical problem, sometimes even winds, currents. Yeah, those are challenges we face.
The other time I worked with the ship for 9 months. That's the longest time I was on board the ship. This trip we are going from West Africa to South America. That was in a trip to Uruguay. See, we are crossing the Atlantic, the South Atlantic. There was a cyclone, on the North Atlantic. So, but you see cyclones, they don't come back to to the south part. So when you see this information, some of the crew were scared. So as much as we explained to them that the cyclone will never move south, yes, it will stay in the north part of the Atlantic. So it was a scary moment for us, to explain this crew, because they knew that there was that warning, weather warning in place. But here the captain telling them, oh, we're going to move this ship from this place.
During my junior engineer's time, I remember once I sailed for about 10 months. There was a time we were doing some work on the boiler, and then a line burst with the steam, and it scalded one of the officers, and it really made me be scared. But fortunately, we had good emergency procedures.
Promoting seafaring and seafarers' welfare remains at the heart of the Kenya Maritime Authority's work. We celebrate all seafarers and support their fair treatment, access to fair working conditions, remuneration and training.
Under the international conventions, SCTW, is we regulate the training colleges, the universities or TVET in terms of meeting the international standards. That's one. Number two, we help in development of curriculums. At the same time, we discovered that some young Kenyans want to be in the maritime sector, but they don't have financial capacity. So we partnered with the HELP, and Kenya Maritime Authority has put up a scheme to finance anybody who wants to study in the area of maritime sector.
What inspired me to study nautical science actually was the love that I had for sea, actually sailing and exploring different parts of the world. Using the vessel, actually, the ship itself.
The future of seafarers in Kenya is bright because it is creating more job opportunities for both male and female.
Seafarers are essential workers, and their rights are human rights.